Okay. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all our attendees and viewers who are watching us live on FB and YouTube right now, and a very warm welcome to our Author Saga series. And a quick recap for those of you who are new to Pick a Book. Pick a Book is all about reading and more reading and inculcating the habit of reading, research, and presenting the summary of it in our regular meeting sessions. Creating a better world by changing the sense of self through the habit of reading is the vision of Pick a Book. Currently, Pick a Book marked its inspiring presence in 4 countries: Sri Lanka, India, Singapore, and UK, with over 600 plus readers, 18 regions, and 40,000 plus people inspired through our session so far, all in just a span of 1 year. Pick a Book continues to spread its wings across the globe. Pickabook has come up with a new initiative of its own called Authors Saga series, wherein the authors can reach their readers and individuals with like-minded interests. Authors can also discuss the key insights of their books, and readers can have the opportunity to know more about the book from the author himself. So the author who is joining us today is a different one. I mean, so far, to the authors, we have seen his occupation, profession is a lot more different. And so we're happy to have Captain as an author with us tonight. He is Captain Subramoniam. And his book, he's going to present his book, Warrior Entrepreneur. Okay, he is to know more about Mr. Subramoniam. Here he is. He is a founder, operator of Capt that carries out adventure and activities, nature camping and outbound trainings with campsites at Vedantangal and Kotagiri. He carries out Art of Warrior Entrepreneur Leadership, coaching transforming an individual to envision the vision with an entrepreneur's smartness and execute the mission with a warrior's shrewdness. He authored 2 books so far, which is his book is one is Warrior Entrepreneur, and the second is Romancing the Life, Live a Smart, Live a Royal Life. And the recipient of he is a recipient of a bravery medal from the Indian Army and an appreciation medal from the U.S. Navy. He is a leader in TLC, which is a community of teachers, authors, speakers, and coaches. He is certified in rock climbing trainer and climbed up to 21,000 feet on the mighty Himalayas. He is a martial arts trainer, yoga practitioner, and practice 30 plus hobbies. His Captain Subu's mission is to transform 1 million work professionals into workplace warriors, enabling them to elevate from working employee to working owner. He reads 30 pages every day, and his favorite quote is expand the known and explore the unknown to grow and glow in life. With this wonderful introduction and such a beautiful quotation, I would like to welcome Mr. Captain Subramoniam KR.
Thank you, Swarna. I take this opportunity to thank you and the Pick a Book organization for giving me an opportunity to talk about the book which I have written now, The Warrior Entrepreneur. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Subramoniam. It's a pleasure to have you with us, to have a captain especially with us tonight. Thank you.
It's my pleasure too. And by the way, my mom's name is also Swarna. So nice talking to you. One more Swarna in my life. Thank you.
So sweet. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, from Pick a Book and from all of us, we would like to congratulate you on this beautiful book, and we wish you a long way in writing further.
Thank you so much. And it's really more than an encouragement. It's like a tonic for me to get into the venture of writing. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, to ask my first question, I would like to know, how did your journey as a writer start in the first place?
To be frank, I can't even call it as a surprise. It was rather a shock. Okay. I was actually interacting with one of international philosopher. He's an Indian called Srinivas Arka. We call him, lovingly, we call him Arkaji. He was from Mysore, but settled in UK, London. He does this philosophy throughout the world. He was a master trainer, philosopher, and XYZ. So once I was talking to him, I was doing a small program called the Slingshot Enhancement Program on Personality Development. So when I was talking to him, he was asking me about the program. Then he was listening to for a longer time. And end of the discussion, to make it short, he put a shocking question to me. Captain, why don't you write a book on this? Okay. So I told him, Arkaji, I thought you are my well-wisher, but now only I know that you are pulling my legs. So he got irritated. I said, no, I'm serious. I'm telling you seriously. And he said, why don't you do that? Then I told him, say, I am not a philosopher like you, or I'm not a literature guy, or something artist or something, or nor my program is something that I can actually expand it and write like a book. And if I can write a book about what I'm doing, I can write three or four pages. If 3 or 4 pages can be a book, can be considered a book, my book will be ready in another 1 hour's time. Okay, and I'm smart. What I'll do, I write the 3 pages, modify that first paragraph into a little bit this thing, and insert as a seventh paragraph. Second paragraph I modify, I'll insert into the 11th paragraph, like that. Then I can expand my book to 7 to 10 pages, and if that can be considered a book, my book will be ready in a day's time. Right? Tomorrow I can give the book. More than that, I don't know what to write. Then he said, no, you create a dustbin, put that, and I have a secretary in London you sent to me, she is good in compiling all these things, we'll make a book. And then he also put another bomb that then we can launch a book, and you just spend around 15-20 lakhs to launch a book. So I thought, if I have that 20 lakhs, why should I write and make somebody read? I will rather read somebody's book, relax. But the law of attraction, okay, it struck me. The same date, I put a date, I thought, okay, I'll write something. It just poured in, actually. That's the reason I'm saying the law of attraction with action. When you get into that, and within 3.5 months, I completed my first book, Romancing the Life, Live Smart and Live a Royal Life. So that I got inspired, that concept I got inspired in 1980 or 81, when Prince Charles and Lady Diana got married. But that time, not much media like this. Like, we are actually reading on the newspapers and a little bit on the TVs and all these things. And every day something comes about Prince Charles. He does the horse riding, this, that, and so many things like that. So I got into a mind, can a middle class person live a royal life? Okay. And when you talk about a royal life, the three things comes. One is the money, then the time, and the background. Okay. First say, I don't have money to live a royal life. And some people say, yes, I am earning good, handsome money, like in a salary, I'm getting handsome salary and all, but I don't have the time to really live a royal life. The other thing is, I have both, but I don't know how to. That inspired me, created this program, that you don't need to own anything to actually enjoy that. Okay, we go to amusement park, we don't own that amusement park, but still we enjoy. Probably the owner of that amusement park, the moment he gets into the car to visit his place, he may not be enjoying the amusement park. He'll be thinking about his loans, how many people are going to come, what are the problems that day. Yesterday manager was telling some problems here, I don't know how to solve those things. But without owning, we actually enjoy. We don't own Himalayas, but when we go there, we enjoy the Himalayas. That's a concept that added 3.5 months. Some of these things started pouring, and I don't know if I have to write again, I will be able to do that. That same thing happened, the thing again, when I was dealing with another train. Now I like to mention the TLC, Teachers or Leaders Community, that inspired me writing the second book. So I was again doing something about the next level of the training. That time when I had my one-to-one with the senior mentors from the TLC, like Mr. Murali Sundaram and Sudhir and Gunashekaran, thanks to them, like today I'm talking to you all. But it's just struck me. He said, sir, Captain, you are from the army, okay, and you are done a lot of business like an entrepreneur. Why don't you combine that? Then I told him, can I make it a warrior entrepreneur? He said, you put the nail on the head. Okay, so that's how that again that the title came, like a warrior entrepreneur. So then I started writing again. 2.5 months I completed that. The first book was around 325 pages. The second book is around say 175 pages. That's a story behind being an author, Swarna. Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, actually. Yes, because you will have your own lots and lots of experiences in that way, and like you said, law of attraction also worked in that favor. I totally agree with that, and yeah, all thanks to whoever has inspired you to write, because of which we are here today. Celebrating your books and your writings and your experiences, and sharing with our audiences. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And yes, are you an avid reader, Mr. Subramaniam? You used to is reading a very very common thing for you from childhood?
Yeah, actually, I was not a reader. Again, like one of my uncles, my father's youngest brother, he used to subscribe one Tamil magazine. Okay, it's called Kalkandu. Like, and it's a small magazine. It gives a lot of small information, like in a
Okay.
general, lot of information. We don't have to read like pages and pages and pages. You just read like in a small, but it was inspiring me. And
Okay.
that made me a reader when I was in my sixth or seventh standard. Then I started reading this thing, and I ensure that every day I read 20 to 30 pages. I am not like many people saying I read 100 pages. I finish one book in a week's time, like that. But definitely I read, and I believe in that. A day not read is a dead day. Okay. Even if I'm
Right.
traveling something, at least I read 2 pages, like the 2 lines or a paragraph, so ensure that that day is not a dead day for me. Yeah,
That
yeah,
was very true, very
yeah,
true. That's
yeah.
awesome. Actually, that's very inspiring. Without a book, that's a dead day. Very nice. Thank you for that. And
Actually, actually, when
hmm,
I go for a movie, when I was in the college, okay, the movie starts at say 6 o'clock, okay, and by the time we reach, I am sure that it will be 6 or 6:05, okay. Even then, I carry a small magazine, roll it up, I'll hold that. In case there is a delay or something, I can read that in a half page or something like that. Wherever I go, I always carry a book with me. Wherever you need to wait for somebody, you can just flip through a few pages. Like that's way, yeah.
awesome. That's a wonderful tip in a way also.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, here it is, a beautiful tip from the author today. So wherever you go, just carry along with your water bottle, carry a small book also. It will save a lot of time, and at the same time, that 5 minutes will give you a lot of knowledge. So good.
Mm.
Yes. Okay. Okay. In this book, Warrior Entrepreneur, the title itself, like you said, is sounding very, very interesting. In fact, warriorship is a totally different, and entrepreneurship is totally different. But bringing them together and making it a book is an interesting factor in this book. And in this book, is this book only for those who get into business?
Well, it's not actually. Just to clarify that, I give the new definition of warrior and an entrepreneur. Okay. See, generally, warrior we connect to a fighter. Okay, warrior means a fight. Like you ask a school-going children, they ask the meaning of a warrior, they'll say a fighter. Okay. Actually, a fighter warrior is not a street fighter. Okay, getting drunk and gets into like altercations, fighting, shouting, making noise, and all these things. Okay, a warrior is a seasoned, trained soldier. Okay, he draws his own strategies, he makes his own moves and wins the race. Okay, he knows when to talk and when not to talk. He knows when to be brave and when to be quiet. He knows when to move forward, like when to withdraw also. It is not like I am brave, like what like people say, then the determination, like whatever happens, you have to keep moving. When I know that it's a rock, there is no point going and hitting the rock. Rather, you wait, understand whether you can climb or circumvent, then you make your ways and you move forward. For moving forward is the ambition or the task. Okay, a warrior does that. Okay? That is the one part of a warrior. The other part is an entrepreneur. Actually, when you see the dictionary meaning of entrepreneur, it says a person starts a business,
Mm.
takes a risk, like investing money in that, and expecting a profit. That is the three actions are happening in that. That is, you do an action, taking a risk in whatever form it is, and expecting a result. Okay, and you take the ownership. I add one more to that. You take the ownership. If you have these four, everybody is an entrepreneur. In that case, with this new definition, even a student is an entrepreneur. His business is learning. A teacher is an entrepreneur, her business is teaching. Even a
Mm.
soldier is an entrepreneur, his business is safeguarding the country. Okay. But as you said, as a warrior entrepreneur, when you are connecting these, integrating these two aspects, see, we always talk about two things in any business or in life. Okay, I'm not connecting like in business is life is business. There are two aspects. One is a vision and the mission. Simple as that. Okay, vision is what you visualize, and the mission is executing that vision into the reality. Okay, but when you make your vision, you sit in your AC room with your laptop, Excel sheets. If you put Excel sheet on the Excel sheet, 2 plus 2 and put enter equal to whatever it is, it shows only 4. It will never show 4.1 or 3.9. Okay, so it is very easy to visualize, but only thing is you have to be a smart entrepreneur while visualizing your vision, that what is profitable, what is achievable, what is relevant, is it relevant to my field, it is relevant at this contemporary time, everything like that. So you should have the vision of an entrepreneur in a smart way, but executing that vision into a mission is not that easy. Like vision is like your zoom camera. Okay,
Mm.
you see a hill or mountain peak. Okay, say from 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers away, you can just zoom in. The peak comes close to you with 1 or 2 feet away. Okay, within a fraction of a second. That is what you visualize. But when you come to executing that vision into the mission, okay, then you have to walk for the 3 4 kilometers, climb. There'll be lots ups, downs, challenges, plus, minus, positive, negative. So many things are there. There you have to have the shrewdness of a warrior. It is not that I'll keep moving. If it is a dark, then you stay. If then the light comes, then you move forward. Where it's worth going, all these things, then you have to in life. So whenever I say business, it is life. Life is a business, business is life, as I said. You have to have the smartness of an entrepreneur and the shrewdness of a warrior to execute that. The best example for warrior is Chhatrapati Shivaji. I always admire. We all talk about Napoleon, Alexander the Great, all these things. They are all fighters. They're all there to conquer, fight, killing people, all these things. The real example I personally feel I tell in my coaching is also Chhatrapati Shivaji. He was a Maratha warrior king. He succeeded in all the attempts he targeted at on the Mughal, that great Mughal, the most powerful Aurangzeb, and he succeeded in all the attempts he himself was targeted at. And when he was captured and put it in one of the best fortified fort in Agra, still he escaped. Okay, that is what the warrior is all about. So it is not connected, to come to your question, it is not connected to a person who is into a traditional business like manufacturing, production, marketing, etc. It is for life. You apply for anything. To achieve that, you have to be a smart and shrewd entrepreneur as well as a warrior. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. That serves it. Actually, yeah, from the background you have come from, the word warrior is exactly suits. And you defining the warrior in terms of entrepreneurship is also very logical. Actually, one has to be a fighter in a way, and it has to be a smart fighting, not a blunt fighting. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's an awesome way of it. And then, yeah, moving on to my next question. You have mentioned that, one should focus only on self-development and not on self-confidence and self-motivation. That's surprising in a way. I just want to know why and how.
Yeah, good question, Swarna. I would say that. See, we all talk in our day-to-day life. Like it would happen to us, and
Mm.
we must have done to our children, or this thing. Even at in the school or college, the parents always say to the shouting at the child, "You don't have that confidence." Okay, no self-confidence, because there is a competition in the school for a speech, a talk, or some game activity. When you don't give the name, they say, no, you don't have the confidence. Okay, you always this, have the fear and all these things like that. And people also, I've heard people saying, Captain, I have a team in my organization. They are not at all motivated. Every time I need to give them a push, pull them, shout at them. You need to be always behind them. You never give them and ensure it is done. They are not a self-motivated team. Actually, I tell both these things. They are illusionary things. They are the mirage images, like you
Mm.
see On the road, you see the water. When you go there in the desert, there is no water. Okay. So the only thing is you can actually act upon is the development. See now, see you are from a particular field. Say I am from this warrior entrepreneur. You wake me up 2 o'clock in the night and ask some questions from my subject. I can, without thinking for a second, I can give a talk for another half an hour, 1 hour, or 2 hours. Okay, but if you ask me that in Punjabi, in some Spanish or Chinese, I will not have the confidence. If I learn that language, that skill, acquire that skill, then I can talk in that language. That is what is called self-development. Suppose you meet somebody, okay, he's known person, but you are somewhere away, you can't borrow money from the local shops. The moment you see me, okay, so you say, hello, Captain, and the moment a thought comes to your mind, okay, I'll call Captain for a cup of tea on the nearby shop. Okay, you may be having 10 lakhs rupees in your bank. Okay, but at that, when you're about to call me, ask me for a cup of tea, suddenly you realize you forgot your wallet or the handbag, and there is no money in that. Will you have the confidence to call me for a cup of tea? You will not. Okay, because you are calling me, and as the first time we are meeting, you cannot expect me to pay for that. And this tea is just a matter of 10, 15, 20 rupees. But having that 20 rupees in your pocket or wallet is the development. Okay. So I just give one example, like you be a skilled gardener. See, in a garden, okay, a garden having a plant that gives the fragrance, a plant gives vegetables, some plant gives fruits, herbal, medicinal, so many things. But a gardener, what a gardener does, he doesn't actually make a fruit and fix it on a particular plant, make a vegetable, fix it there on another plant, or take a syringe and inject some like perfume or the medicinal value into the plant. What he does, he either sows the seeds or plant the saplings. What he does is just pour water, if necessary, little bit of manure or fertilizer. But that is what is called self-development. But when the plant grows, the fruit comes, the medicinal value comes, everything comes. That is a self-confidence. When the self-confidence comes, motivation comes automatically. So you cannot do anything about confidence and motivation. Only thing you can work on, that you can act on, that is a development. So that's why I always say you should have the skill power. If you have the skill power, the confidence comes. The confidence comes, motivation comes automatically. Yes. That is what I say. Focus on the development, not on the confidence and motivation.
Wonderful. Awesome. That was truly wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can't agree more on this because, initially when I asked this question, I was a little surprised as well because, generally we speak more about self-confidence and self-motivation, everything differently altogether. Everything is important, in general, how we pursue at it is that, we feel that self-confidence is important, self-motivation is important. All, separately we give them a lot of importance, but more than these two, self-development is the most important. That's the new point and new perception from Mr. Subramoniam today. So the more you are self-developed, the more you are equipped with knowledge, your confidence automatically builds up. When you're confident and you're able to achieve, what you want to, that obviously motivates you to do more and more. So ultimately, the root is all self-development. So focus on self-development more on before the self-confidence and self-motivation. Thank you so much for that point, Subramoniam. Thank you so much. And yes, and you have also briefed about 64 essential powers. How really do they make an impact? What are those 64 essential powers?
Okay, that is actually the crux of the whole book all about. Okay, so these are the essential powers. Okay, that give positive energy and attitude. Okay, see, life is not magic, but you can do magic in life. Yeah, so life is not magic, but you can do magic in life. But how do you magic? How do you do magic? Okay, to do magic, first thing is you have to learn magic, then you have to practice it, and you have to apply that. It's not just practicing little bit here, you have to apply that, and you have to perform. Only when you perform, you get the applaud. Okay, that people appreciate and all these things. It is a process. Okay, so nothing comes just like that. Okay, we all talk about the self development. Like it is all like you work hard, you'll be successful. You put your effort, you will achieve. It's all you ask a second standard kid, they will answer for that. But how you do that? That is what I do. I take through the participant in my coaching, or in the book I take the reader through the 64 powers. Okay, under 12 categories. What is the source of the power? Okay, then how do you what are the tapping? The source is there, but how do you tap them? Okay, so how to tap them? How do you, what do you acquire from that? Okay, how do you acquire that? How do you achieve that? Now, what are the different, what is the purpose of that? And what are the different methods and tools to apply those things? It goes like that under 12 categories. All the 64 powers are covered. Okay, and they take that, it actually covers the whole sum of, like there are the three dimensional approach to win in life or business, whatever it is. One is empower confidence. Okay, develop proficiency, and acquire efficiency. Okay, first thing is you should develop your mind with the confidence. If you don't have the confidence, nothing will happen. Okay, second thing is you develop proficiency, your own skills, the personal skills, the interpersonal skills, and acquire so many. That's what I said at the development. Okay, then you know how to acquire the efficiency. Then you go where you work, you go outside, you know how to work as a team, how you become a leader. First, you have to develop the confidence. You acquire you empower with the confidence. Then you develop the proficiency. Then you become a leader. Then you know how to acquire the efficiency from yourself, from your team, all these things. So there, I take all through the 64 essential. Most of the things are common, but some things are definitely for any reader. Definitely out of the 64, definitely 15, 20 will be a new concept for them. It is interpreted in a different way. Like we all talk about, one example I give is we all talk about understanding. Okay, but here I say one of the powers is understanding with a magical reality. Okay, that is, you should go a little deeper. Okay? When a magician performs a magic as a child, we all know he has got some superpower. He does something like that, something comes from the thin air. Okay, but the reality is not that. Okay, the reality is he has that product, whatever that he is bringing it to show, hidden somewhere. He knows exactly how to, whatever that acts and all these things, and to produce that. So when you are understanding your subject, you should be like a magician performing. You should know where it is, how to trap that, and how to produce that. That is the level of understanding. It is not just reading, I got it, I understood that. So it goes like that. It says something like that the power of capability, capacity, and feasibility. Okay, the power of orientation with adaptability. If you cannot adapt, adaptability, you adapt, or the flexibility. Like it covers the whole thing. It gives an entire wholesome way of how to lead your life, how to find your niche. Because everybody has got passion, but many times we get slipped from that passion and the profession. Sometimes you crib that, and I want to do that, I'm not able to do that. And everybody may not be able to convert or transform that passion into the profession. So then how do you travel? It is always like a parallel, power of parallel thinking. Okay, you do your profession. If possible, you make it into monorail, convert that passion into a profession. If you can't, don't creep. There is always a double track train that moves in a smooth, faster way. You pursue your profession and pursue your passion also at your leisure time, like that. So it takes a wholesome of the empower confidence, develop proficiency, and acquire efficiency as a leader. Yeah, warrior, entrepreneur, leader.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's a wonderful, very beautiful analogy, Mr. Subramoniam. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is it's a very beautiful point. Like, the analogy he has said here is very, very logical and very, very impressive in a way, because, see, we know the word magic, how magic thing works. With our self-confidence, with our self-efficiency and the self-development, we can actually add magic to our life. We just have to know when and how and where we have to use them efficiently. So when you have all the essential powers, when you build the essential powers, then you can truly do magic with your life. Awesome. Great.
Yeah, thank
Okay. And what do you mean by elevate without elevator?
Yeah, that is one of the sections we cover in that book. See, many times I have seen people saying that when somebody is successful, when I am not able to succeed, like, I always say that no, he is born with a golden spoon. He is born with a silver spoon. Okay, his parents are rich. Like, his parents were educated. Or he is from that back. All these excuses we give, and we give that other part, like, I am not that lucky enough, all these things. So one question I ask them, okay, somebody is born with a golden spoon studded with diamonds, rubies, everything, okay, but remember that is only one spoon, but you have 10 fingers, and your fingers are dextile, and you can flex it, move it, whatever you want to do. That can you bend that golden studded with a diamond spoon to bend? It doesn't even bend. It doesn't make any difference in life. You have your two arms with that excellent like fingers given by God. See, there is an example, like now, two people going to meet somebody, okay, to get some business. The first person goes there, that the office, the person to whom he is going to meet, the office, I say, on the 7th floor. So he goes to the lobby, and he sees a nicely written board, lift out of service, elevator not working. Okay. So one option for him is he'll sit and cry that there is no elevator. How do I go to the 7th floor? I'll wait for some time, like that. Okay. Another person comes to the lobby. He also sees the same board written in the beautiful word lift under repair. He just takes the elevator. Okay. He meets a person on the 7th floor. He has done with his business. Okay. Remember, any multi-story building, whether elevator is there or not, staircases are always there. So never wait for somebody to push you, somebody to help you, somebody to wait for that. If it comes, I'm not saying, I'm not against using elevator. That is a bonus. But that should not be a reason for you to sit and cry, crumble, and crib and all things, so that you don't achieve. Okay. Like it happened, and a lot of things I can correlate the contemporary with the corona, the COVID-19. So all my programs were physical, on the ground camp activities. But then I suddenly realized it will not work out. The way it is going, everything is going to be digitalized and this thing. So I transformed the whole this thing into my warrior entrepreneur leadership into online coaching. I do now. I take one program like workplace warrior, a boot camp for 4 days. The another one is a workplace warrior mastery for 10 days, and workplace warrior the unstoppable you for 30 days mentoring. Everything is online. It is. So you cannot wait for a situation to push you up. For there is no plan to make you grow taller. So you have to do some skipping, ropes or something to grow yourself.
Yes.
So that's what I always elevate without elevator, and lead with a leadership. Okay, without, you cannot lead. So just because you got a designation, just because you are born to somebody who's already owning a company or something, you automatically become a manager, director, like a managing director, chairman, whatever. The designation comes. But do you have the leadership quality to lead?
Yes.
Okay. So that is what I mean, that lead with the leadership and elevate without elevator. If it is there, yes, make use it as a bonus. Not there, don't cry. There is always staircase to climb up in life, and you will be successful.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Every example of yours is so, a question to think for everybody. Uh, so wonderful. Because, so ladies and gentlemen, there is no excuse for anything. There are a lot of options, but no excuses, like Mr. Subramoniam said. So every other, if you don't see the opportunity, there are plenty available. Like you said, if the elevator is not there, staircase is something which is always available. Though it is a little tougher, but it will not stop us from reaching the point. So you have to work a little hard, and then don't just make it as an excuse that elevator is not available. So wonderful. Thank you so much. And coming to my last question for today, what is the negative impact of the syndromes that you have mentioned in this book, The Warrior Entrepreneurship?
Yeah. See, apart from the when I say there is a positive energy and attitude, that means there is a negative. When you say light, that means there is a darkness. If there is no darkness, light has no meaning to it and no value to that. Okay. So like a coin, like it has got two sides. You can't have a coin with one side. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
So, yeah. So same way, there are syndromes. I like how I mentioned that 64 the positive energies like another that generate the positive energy and attitude, the powers. There are 12 negative syndromes. Okay, they are actually essential evils. Okay, essential like negative things. Okay, they are required to some extent. It is like climbing a cliff. Okay, it is necessary to reach the top. Okay, like I'll just say a few examples, like now few the syndrome. One is the moment your child is born, you see on the movies and all this, the first thing is outside you hear the noise, the sound. That means the child comes with the saying that yes, I need attention. You like you cannot neglect me. You cannot without giving attention to me. So it raises the noise that yes, I am born, I have arrived, take care of me. That is a attention syndrome. Okay, to get attention, you try to achieve something, then only you get attention, right? Unless you achieve something, nobody is going to give attention. So you get into the next level of the next syndrome called achievement. Okay, then once you achieve, you go for an identity. Okay, once you get an identity syndrome, then you start comparing. Okay, you get into the comparison syndrome. Okay, when you get into comparison, then you go for a perfection syndrome. When you go for perfection, you go for the next syndrome called zero error syndrome. Okay, then when you go for a zero error, then you go for let others start first. So I'll wait for that. If it is a mistake, I will not do that. I will escape. If it is not that, then I will do. So when you are in between, I said identity syndrome. You are aiming for your achievement, identity, everything. Now once you get into the syndrome, you lose your own identity. You don't take risk. You don't get into the venture. You actually lose your own identity. So it goes like that, ending with a sympathy syndrome. You say that I have done so much for my own family, my own friends, but now nobody is bothered about me, like that. You get into that negative syndrome. But all these things are required, as I said. It is there to a certain extent. Achievement is a must. Identity is a must. Like an I know everything is a must. Glorification is a must to some extent. But the moment you reach the cliff, okay, you take one step, you just fall down to the dismal depth. Okay, so where you have to climb, to which extent, where you have to stop, that makes the decision is whether you are into this side or get into the syndrome side. So once you understand this syndrome, then you know, yes, I'm using the, because see, if you write a book, you have to publish it. Otherwise, nobody will know that. So that is you tell people that I have written a book, my program is like that. But then there is, you can't blow your own trumpet beyond that level. Then it brings a negative, a concept about yourself in others' mind. So that is what I mean by the negative syndrome.
Negative syndrome. Wonderful. I totally am mesmerized, because everything is looks very, very simple words, but, explained with total different analogies, total different perceptions. Regularly we speak about confidence, motivation, development. These are all very, very normal things. But the way you have made us look into differently is something amazing from this book. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's available on Amazon, right?
Not in Amazon yet. Probably I'll try that. I will.
Okay. Fine. I'll share the link.
A book. Yeah. I will do
okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, that's a beautiful point. It ended. The negative. Don't let anything, your achievement or your confidence or your power, anything go beyond a point where it becomes a syndrome. Where it becomes a negative syndrome. So you should know where to stop it. Once you reach the peak, don't let it happen to become a syndrome. Okay, don't let it go on top of your head. So you have to understand that if you just go beyond that, you are undoubtedly thrown onto the ground again. So that's the beautiful point shared by Mr. Subramoniam on the last question. Thank you so much. Everything you have shared is like a lesson for life. So you totally justified the title of the book, Warrior Entrepreneurship. So thank you so much, Mr. Subramoniam.
It's actually a pleasure spending this 40 minutes to 1 hour time with you, Swarna. And was really wonderful. I take this opportunity once again to thank the TLC, the Teachers or Leaders community, as well as Pick a Book for making this happen. And I said it's a tonic for me. So I've already started writing my third and fourth book simultaneously.
Wonderful.
And only one thing I want to tell the viewers that, like, we all have a wish bucket, right? And we all say we drop in your wishes into that, okay? But then we stop there, okay? We always think that the wish bucket, I'll carry it on my head like that. But remember to make one more bucket, the waste bucket, okay? Because whatever you put in the wish bucket, you have to finish it and put it in the waste bucket. That is a waste bucket, it's an action. Okay.
Yeah.
I always say to achieve your ambitious wish power, you should have a stronger willpower with a supporting skill power. Okay. So like as my own favorite quote, I said, expand the known. Whatever you know, don't stop, expand. Okay. And whatever you don't know, explore. Expand the known and explore the unknown. Have your wish bucket along with the waste bucket so that action, it is the law of attraction never works. Of course, thought, everything without action. Okay. So these two buckets are must for growth to achieve whatever deeper inside your mind.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Swana, for this wonderful session. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's again on a closing note, that's a beautiful point as an advice to all of you and all of us. Along with your bucket list, you also need to maintain a waste bucket list, wherein after finishing your, the items in the bucket list, you have to put them in the waste bucket. That's how you can balance. Otherwise, your bucket list will be the same ever. You don't have the motivation to, fulfill them. So maintain two buckets and get all your wishes done in your lifetime. Okay, don't postpone to the next life. Thank you so much, Mr. Subramoniam, for the wonderful sharing and for you taking time to share your views and knowledge. Absolutely love this book for what it has taught all of us today. Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it from our author, Mr. The Captain Subramoniam today, and proud to have you on the show, being the captain for the army. So, and now our hands are full with knowledge, and it's our job to work on the things we have learned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all of us who are watching us live. And this is Swarna signing off, and take care. Bye-bye, and see you all.
And I also want to thank and give a warrior salute to the viewers who are viewing now are going to view for this wonderful opportunity. Thanks, Swarna, Pick a Book, and Teachers and Leaders community. Thank you so much.
You.
Again, a warrior salute to all. Thank you.
Thank you. We're grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.